Good day to you coders, and thank you for joining us on Project Codelaborate. In this video, we'll be discussing threads. So you're probably wondering, what exactly is a thread? Well, a thread is essentially a line of running. And so, when I say a line of running, I mean you'll be able to run different statements on different lines. And so, in this example right here, we have the main thread. And so, if we run this, it'll display hello world on the main thread. And so you can actually manipulate threads to where you're running different things on different threads. So for example, let's say we create a class. Let's say we create two classes actually. Class 1 and let's make a run method. And for class 1, let's run int i 0 I + 6 I ++. And then for this, let's just print out system.out.println. Let's print 1. And then for class 2, let's do something very similar, but instead of printing out 1, we can print out 2. And so now if we make two objects, 1, 2 equals new. And if we run this, so what you'll notice is happening in the console is we're printing out 6 1 statements first and then 6 2 statements. And the reason this is happening is because how the main thread works is that it'll go linearly. So basically it'll start with the first statement, prints out hello world, creates the 2 objects, and then it'll start with a 1.run. And with what 1.run does is it'll print this out 6 times, and it'll do 2.run, and I'll print this out as well 6 times. And so how can you do this concurrently? So we want to make class 1 and class 2 both on their separate threads. And so the way we can do this is actually with inheritance. So you can do extends thread. And so once we've done extends thread, what we can do is instead of doing 1.run, we can do 1.start and 2.start. And so if we run this, extends, there we go. So you're still noticing that there's 6 1s being played and then there's 6 2s being played. And so how do we stop this? So what we can actually do is we can do a thread. We can actually put a thread dot sleep within a try catch. So thread dot sleep. And so what does thread dot sleep do? Thread dot sleep will stop the current thread for how many ever milliseconds you specify. So for this instance, we're specifying 500 milliseconds, so for half a second the thread will stop. And then you can just catch it, and we can do this for class 2 as well. Should actually be inside of the for loop. And now if we run this, forgot my exception. If we run this, you'll notice that we are actually printing out 1 2 1 2. Oh, and then suddenly something here happens. That's 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. And so what's happening here is that one of the threads is actually getting ahead of the other thread. And so what you can do here is you can put another thread.sleep. And so if we just put another thread.sleep right here, and for this one, let's just do 10 milliseconds. And so the reason we're putting this thread.sleep is because the one thread will actually get ahead of, fall behind of the two thread. And so if we put a 10-second delay right here, this one will start, 10 millisecond delay, this one will start 10 milliseconds before the two thread. And so the two thread will never have the chance to actually catch up to the one thread. And so if we run this, you'll notice 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And just like that, we've achieved concurrent running of two methods within two different object classes. And with that being said, that's all we have to cover within the threads example video. If you guys have any questions, y'all can leave a comment down below or join our Discord server. Thank you for watching.